Okay, I'd like to continue the game between Bernstein and Mieses, played in 1904. We just covered White's 24th move, king to e3. Sorry that I had to cut off that video, but I was really way over time. Hopefully that one actually uploads to YouTube. Now Black plays rook to a6, trying to evict the bishop, and it does, but the bishop just comes to c5, which is a very useful square because it controls the square right here, so the rook can't come here. It also helps control these critical squares, so the bishop goes from one good square to another good square. Black plays king to c7. The idea is so this way the bishop can sort of get over to the king's side. King to d4. White's king moves up. Obviously it's going to try to invade on the dark squares. Black plays bishop d7. Once again, trying to move the bishop over to the king side. Or White plays rook on h to e1 with the idea of attacking this pawn, but really White's idea is to get the rook up and then swing it over to attack on the king side. Black plays h5 with the idea of preventing any type of pawn storm or getting the pawns rolling on the king side, trying to prevent that, trying to sort of set the pawns where they are. White plays rook to e5. Obviously it's attacking this pawn, and naturally looks like it's going to switch over to g5. Black plays g6, protecting the pawn. Rook to g5. Or rook to g8, protecting the pawn. And then I thought maybe White was going to play rook on rook to e1, but the king comes in, obviously threatening to go to f6, winning a pawn. And if you notice, Black can't hold on to both of these pawns here. It's going to lose one of them. So the bishop comes to e8. White plays rook to e1. So obviously it looks like the king's going to come to f6 and this rook is going to come up. Rook to a8 has no real good move. It's just bringing the rook back. Hopefully it can swing over to help defend. King to f6. Now it's threatening to win the e-pawn. Bishop to b7, protecting, not really protecting the pawn. It's I guess it is, but I guess what Black is hoping for is this move here. It's hoping that White will play rook takes g6, and then the continuation would be rook takes g6, king takes g6, rook to g8 check, king takes pawn, rook takes pawn, and Black will get some counterplay. That's what Black is hoping for, but instead, whoops, one move too many. So in this position, instead of taking the pawn here, White plays g3. That way, when it takes, the rook can't check and take the pawn. Now Black is basically running out of moves, and a lot of the moves you'll see from here are just sort of waiting moves. So Black plays rook on a to e8. Then White plays rook on e to e5. So making sure when things aren't exchanged off that Black cannot play e5, freeing its bishop. Rook to h8. Once again, a waiting move. Also with the idea of it's going to protect this, try to protect this h-pawn once this pawn on g6 is taken. So rook takes g6, rook to h7, planning to double the rooks, or bring this rook over to here. Rook to g7, Rook on e to h8. So now white simplifies. King to g6, attacking the rook. Rook to h8, king to g7, forcing the rook away. Rook comes to d8. Now this rook takes on h5, so white's now 2 pawns up. Bishop to e8 with the idea of swinging the bishop around and attacking these pawns over here. Rook to h7. Rook to d7 plus. King to h6. Take. Now this bishop can come over to here and head down to this square where it can attack the pawns, but it's too late. These pawns are just going to roll home. h4. Getting the pawns rolling. Bishop to d1. c3. And then bishop takes. g4. Obviously you can tell this pawn can just run straight in. Black's going to try to have the king run over here, but it's really too late. g5. e5. One last attempt. But the best thing is now is white just plays f5. Now white has 3 passed pawns. It's pretty much over. Bishop takes a4, f6. White's easily going to promote and win. So that is the game between Bernstein and Mieses.